Hello koutou, my name is Neen. I am the Joy Ninja, or the Joy Ninja in training, and welcome to my weekly cash stuffing. If you are new here, I am a mother of two and full-time student, and so I'm on quite a low income, very low income, and the whole point to me starting this channel was to work out how to live within my means, create a sense of abundance, and for me that's being really realistic about saving for the things that are important to me and to my whānau. Anyway, this week we have $2.90 to stuff, but I also have a bonus $6. I just sold something. So let's put this over here. We will start as usual by stuffing. Actually, we will start as usual by counting the money to make sure I got out enough. We have 51, 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40. So that's 240. 50, 60, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95. Cool. So that's $2.95 to sprinkle around all of my cash envelopes. And just a quick kia ora and welcome to everyone who's decided to subscribe. That really encourages me. So thanks for doing that and thanks for being here. I will get to those receipts in a bit. So groceries. After last week's debacle of going over, I'm delighted to say I have $5 and some change. My budget last week was $1.70. For me, that's the sweet spot, $1.70. Anything less than that gets a bit tricky. And as per usual, I went and tried to get the bargains from a bunch of different places. I will say, I went to the local veggie shop. I had done my research online. I knew what the specific veggies, like I wanted to get celery, for example. And I expected it to be cheaper at the local veggie shop, and it wasn't. It was about the same, or in a few instances, maybe 10 cents more. So not huge. I do like to shop local. It's just disappointing that at this time, that's proving to be not a way to save money. What am I going to do with that 5? I think I'm going to leave it in there. I will roll it over. Fuel. I just generally put in $40. I go on a Wednesday so I can get a discount at NPD. It was 12 cents off a litre this week. Cafe. Still has $10 from last week, so we will roll that over. Takeaways. We did get a couple of pizzas. I love having a takeaways envelope. This is my get me out of trouble if I've got a migraine, or for, you know, like life happens, Life happens. And it's really good to have a little bit of money aside to be able to feed the kids when, you know, sometimes it just needs to happen. Household. I was lamenting last week about the cost of light bulbs. I bought 2. Cost $16. And kids fun, with the school holidays just about upon us. I've got that $25 there, and I'm going to bulk this up today. Right, so that's all my rollover cash. We're going to deal with it in a little bit, but let's get to stuffing. So this week's groceries, I'm going to stick with $1.60. It's 100, 20, 40, 60. And of course I've got that 5 there. Fuel's going to get its regular $40. Cafe, I'm going to give that 5. Again, might need that in the holidays. Takeaways is getting 10. Household is getting 5. And kids fun is going to get 20. So that brings us up to 45, which I think is the cost of me and 2 kids to the movies. We really want to go and see the Minions movie, and I've also promised my 5-year-old son that I will buy the latest Paw Patrol movie on Apple TV. Oh, speaking of, I had a bit of a, I'm only sharing this with you so that you know, like, I'm not perfect. I work hard to try and make sure there are no surprises in my budget, but about a month ago, I was banking across 3 different banks, and I decided to stop using one of them just for, it was just too complicated, okay? So I zeroed out all the accounts, and for some reason I couldn't work out how to close them online through the app at that moment, and I was just busy. So I put the card in this so I wouldn't accidentally use it, and promptly forgot about it. Well, I had taken that card off PayPal, but it was still associated with my Apple account, and the kids bought stuff. Yeah, they actually bought a app that had one of the, like, it had a 7-day free trial, and then they'd charge you heaps of money. So I was totally unaware until the middle of this week. I got a text from that bank saying, your account's overdue, can you sort that out? And it was $95 overdue. I'll let you know how I paid for that in a bit. This is my savings challenge and sinking funds binder. This is different from everyday expenses. The stuff I stuff in there, the money I stuff in there, it's the expectation that I will spend it. It's a great day if I don't spend it, but I'm not trying to save that money. This is the abundance concept, right? So I am just realistically putting aside enough money so that we can live, because life is about living, but you have to strike a balance between living in the now and mindfully making plans for the future. So this binder is all about mindfully making plans for our future, and emergency savings as my top priority here. I'm only going to give it $5, but we'll do a count of it. So we've got 50, 1, 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 140. Now I mentioned I was going to tell you a little anecdote, and it's this. If you watched last week's cash stuffing, at the end of it, I did a 3-month kind of roundup of all the money I had saved and where I was at financially, which was really fun and exciting. What I did not include in that roundup is that I have had a term deposit that actually matured the day after that video aired. So on the 30th, I had a big sum of money that was set aside come back into my account, and that money is set aside for 2 reasons. It's the money I got, it's the last of the money I got out of my divorce settlement, and I want to be able to buy a house again. I used to be on the housing market, now I'm not, and I want to get back in. So, you know, that's why I put that money aside. But also, I have a legal bill. I've already spent a lot of money on legal fees, but there is some, and I'm waiting for a determination about how much that will be. And I have followed up with them, but they don't seem to be in too much of a hurry to tell me how much I owe them. But they did say on the phone that they would accept a payment plan, like a weekly payment plan, and that there was a grace period where they wouldn't charge interest. So knowing those two bits of information, when the money came back into my account, I went, oh no, sorry, I'm just going to reinvest it. I'm just going to put it back. In the meantime, I may get a job. If I can do it on a weekly payment plan and have that money set aside for a house deposit, that's going to suit me better than having all of this money sitting in a bank account that's not making much interest. So with that being said, I did actually have the cash flow to deal with that overdraft account and get that closed and sorted, so now I don't have to worry about more charges being inadvertently charged through Apple TV or wherever. The other thing is I had a bit of a family emergency last week, and it meant that I had to, it meant that I wanted to and I was able to fly up to the North Island to go and visit with a family member who passed away and condole with, with my close family. That's not something that you want to happen, but this is why having emergency savings rather than relying on a credit card works for me, because I was able to do that and not worry about the stress of how am I going to pay for it later. So suffice to say, I did reinvest most of the money. Some of it went into my emergency account online. I'm saving this in cash until I get it to like a decent chunk, and then I'm going to put it in that account. So at the end of this month, whatever I've saved here, I'm going to put in, and I'll give you an updated total of what's in my emergency savings in my digital account, and we'll just keep popping money in here. Sorry, that was a long way to say there's $140 cash there, but I also have around $860 in my emergency account after I've spent money for that trip. So moving on, Xmas and birthdays, I'm going to give that 20. I know we have about 5 or 6 months to go. I'm saying 5 months because my daughter's birthday is right at the start of December, and I'm just starting to feel the pinch of that. I would really love to have this well stuffed well in advance, because I like to buy presents well in advance. I like to be organised and I like to get the bargains right. So I've got 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 150, 170, 80, 95. Ooh, that's 195. And beyond that savings, I had also saved an additional $64, which I have already spent on presents for those occasions. Kids savings is just getting $5. Again, if you're new, this is different from Kids Fun because this is 25. This is very long term down the track, wanting to build a nest egg to help my kids get started in life. The 22 deposits will do that last. Beauty is getting $5. I think from the monies, yeah, I had $10 in there, which I spent on my cellar water. Clothes, just actually bought some basics for my girl, so I think it was $20 I had. I'm going to leave the 5 there. I'm going to give it another 5. How am I going to do that? Bear with me. I'm going to go back to that 22 deposits envelope because I got piles of 5s in there. So if I exchange that for 10, make myself some change. beauty clothes. So clothes has got 10. Just building that up slowly because underwear and nightwear and all that sort of stuff always seems to be something everyone always needs. Hobbies, I'm going to skip. Giving, I'm going to give 5. Last week I did it the other way around. So giving has got 10, and this last one here, living in the moment, is my miscellaneous fund. I'm calling it living in the moment. It's getting $10. Other cash stuffers might call it their splurge envelope, or one lovely lady, I forget her handle on YouTube, but I'll put it below if I can find it. She calls it her Nunya. I was like, Nunya, what the heck is that? Oh, Nunya business. So she calls it your Nunya business. It's not real cloak and dagger for me. I don't know. I've said each element is $10, so I'll colour in later, towards taking opportunities when they arise. So I kind of have in my mind, you know, what if me and my girlfriends want to go out for dinner? Or go to the hop pools, or go to a movie, or, you know, this is something to treat myself. Or I see a nice ceramic bowl, or you know, a handmade thing, or I want to go to a market, and it's not something that I need, it's something that I want. I kind of think if you can, and you don't have like mad debt hanging over your head, you should, you know, you're human, you should allow yourself to have something set aside, because again, that's that idea of abundance. You know, I'm not budgeting to deny myself living well in the here and now. I'm just wanting to find that balance between being able to pay for all the things that I need to live, and still, you know, achieving goals in the future. So the 22 deposits is basically I roll my change over into the jar, but I just want to have another count of this because what the heck? Thought I was one short. So I have 10, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65 in there. I bought my calculator this time to do this because last week was a bit of a mess. And then this week I'm putting in 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. $150, $250, $340. I've already got in there 3, 2, 4, 6, 8, 4, 50, 60, 70, 80. Ooh. Let's just update my checker on that one. So now I've got 83.20. What's the date today? 4th? I think it's the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, everyone. last week's total. Yeah, 13.40. A most excellent week this week for rollover cash. Alright, that was all over pretty quickly. That's how I am spending and saving $290 this week. Hey, next week I've with the holidays coming up, I've agreed to help out some family friends with looking after their daughter who has special needs, and they have some funding to do that. So I'll have a little bit of extra side hustle money to be able to stuff. And later on today I'm going to be applying for a job. It's a little research job, but I really believe in the kaupapa of the group that I'm applying to. So I'll let you know if I get the job, and you'll be like, it has something to do with budgeting. Okay, so wish me luck. Have a fantastic week. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to give this video a like, because it really helps out with the YouTube thing. Not that I totally understand what's happening with that, but yeah, give it a like. Thank you. Bye.